Kenceng banget. Ini tuh berapa kali kemarin juga ya. Yang ke-share itu, yang pas Pak Firman tuh yang ke-share. Tunggu. Yang ke-share itu ininya. Yang presenter view-nya. Ini gimana caranya supaya enggak display setting, duplicate slideshow. Oke. Ya Noah, bisa udah terlihat ya? Udah terlihat belum?
Terlihat, Bu.
Iya. Ini full screen nggak? Yang kamu lihat full screen nggak?
Iya, iya.
Full screen ya, oke. Oh ya, kamu juga ya ini ya. Oke. Hey, good morning everyone. How are you? Class getting empty. Where's the rest of your friends? Mungkin bisa di ini ya, di japri WA supaya segera datang. Okay, so last week you have presentation, right? Yeah. And yeah, I'm sorry that I wasn't here last week because I had to do something else somewhere. And today I will present actually two modules. Yeah. First is design process, and then the next one is creativity. Why I combine the two modules? Because next week I have to be away again. So the module for next week, I compress it within this week, and then next week you will have another presentation. But this time it will be individual task. Yeah, it won't be a difficult assignment. So just bear with me ya. Okay, next Mas. Itu bisa ditutup nggak? View-nya si dipikirin. Okay, as I mentioned, yeah, briefly we kind of review that design process. We know that the design process is endless, actually. Yeah, naturally, it's actually there's no stopping point as we discuss about wicked problem. Yeah, there is no infallibility correct process, so you know that there is no correct one. So probably the process for you probably different with your friend, and that is okay. That's why you need to kind of, that is why reflection is important, because you need to reflect on what is working for you, and that is the most productive or the best way. Yeah. And then the third one is the process involves finding as well as solving problem. So this is the complicated process of design that you need not only to find the problem, but then you have to solve the problem. Yeah. And yeah, that makes design process difficult, but also being used in many disciplines. Yeah. Design inevitably involves subjective value judgment. As you know, what's good for you might not good for the other. What you think suitable for you might not suitable for the client. That's why bargaining and being considerate also. Yeah, you have to aware that you design not only for you. So that's why I'm not really fond into someone who actually saying, yeah, I want this to be like this. Kayak kalau mahasiswa, I'm student. Ya Bu, saya maunya kayak gini. Saya maunya kayak gini. Kamu, who are you to want this actually? You need to speak based on not what you want, what the context want, what the client want, what the users want. So instead of saying, I want it to be like this, you should say, yeah, based on their analysis, I think the user might need this. I think the client might want this, you know. Yeah, that is more what I think fit to the context where we are actually only the catalyst, yeah, only the media for this user to have space for what they need. Okay, and then the next one is design is a prescriptive activity. That's why design is also can be, you know, can be explained, but not in the, because design have a tacitity, yeah, tacit. What is tacit? You remember tacit knowledge, yeah, something that is difficult to explain, but then yeah, we try to kind of like explain in a design process, and in this part, designer works in the context of a need for action, yeah. Probably next, and then briefly said about the bisa mas design problem, yeah. As we know that design problem cannot be comprehensively stated, requires subjective interpretation, and tend to be organized hierarchically. What does the last sentence means? Anyone want to convey anything? Do you have any opinion about that? Why design problem tend to be organized hierarchically? Yes, Sana. Jawab ya.
It's prioritizing first, like when designing a building, we need to see how the structures are made first, then we go into the
Okay. And how do you make the priority?
see which one works. Like if you have a door, that means you need to have a wall. Do you get what I'm saying? That
Okay, by sense, okay. Anyone have another answer? That's correct, actually, to give like a priority, what to deal first, but then how to make your priority? How? If you have a flooding problem, if you have a traffic jam problem in the same context, and you have low economic people, yeah, from low class economic people, which one will be which one will be the priority that you want to solve? How do you think you will have to handle such complicated situation in design? Anyone? Hey, hey, hello. Anyone have any answer? On this, come on. You have to speak. I mean, this is discussion. Come on. Come on. Anyone don't want to kind of point anyone of you want? But I just arrived at 10 p.m. and I have to finish my slide, and now I'm sitting here at 7 a.m. and you don't respond to my question. That is so disrespectful. Come on, anyone, answer me. How do you in design? Oke, dari tadi kayak kamu angkat tangan. Gimana Sultan?
biar tahu cara menyelesaikannya, analisis masalah dulu, tahu masalah aktualnya gimana. Setelah itu baru melihat mana yang paling besar dan perlu diprioritaskan daripada hal-hal kecil yang bisa nanti aja diselesaikan.
Oke. Mana yang paling critical, paling pokok. Jadi kalau tadi ada masalah banjir dan macet, mana yang perlu di deal duluan, yang menjadi top priority menurut kamu?
Dari dua itu.
Nah,
Dia sama macet.
Kira-kira banjir, okay. Yeah, I have that similar sense. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult, but then you have the sense. Banjir, flooding, and traffic jam. The flood, people might die, might lose their properties. Well, probably traffic jam, yeah, we can bear a bit more. Yeah, we have more tolerance about that. But banjir probably will be more crucial problem to solve. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have different opinion about that. Probably different compared to Sultan. That's why we have design competition, where everyone have different emphasis, right? Different proposal for different problem. So if you deal with as like IKN, our capital city design competition, someone say that well, we have to be sustainable. The others say that have to be sophisticated and very transcending the current technology. So that is a different emphasis, meaning that every architect put different priority, and that is okay. And then judges will see which one actually more logical, more feasible to be done. Yeah. Okay. Next. Design solution. There are an exhaustible number of different solutions. Yeah, there is no limit of the potential solution. There are no optimal solution to design a problem. Design solutions are often holistic responses. Yeah, meaning that you try to solve not only one problem, but then you try to combine all the answer for all the possible problems come up from the analysis. Yeah. Design solutions are a contribution to knowledge. Design solutions are part of other design problems. Okay. I hope you understand this, yeah, already, yeah. Next. So we are talking, we will talk about design process. So anyone want to kind of tell us briefly how your process of design so far? What you actually do first, and then what second, until you have a drawing on the paper. Anyone? Yes, Mbak. Mbak siapa, sorry? Mbak Nadia. Presiden. Okay. So you find the precedent and then you figure out what to do after you analyze the precedents, yeah. And then you have clear mind of what you want to achieve, and you design it. Okay. Anyone else? Thank you, Mbak. Yes, Mas. Kamu dulu. Mas siapa, saya lupa. Davin, ya. Gak tipe ya, alhamdulillah. Nah, terus?
Then bakal terlalu banyak dan terlalu terus dari presiden itu aku ngadain seleksi lagi kayak presiden ini bisa diaplikasikan juga. Baru dari sana dicoba dulu biasanya aku kayak ada kalau misalnya gambar tuh ada prototype gambar dulu. Kalau misalnya nggak masuk cari lagi. Tapi carinya pun kayak kalau misalnya mentok terus nemu itu kayak tutup lagi media presidennya kayak nih pengganti buat konsep ini.
Okay, so you start with the concept. Konsep dulu, and then dari konsepnya datang dari mana?
Kalau aku biasanya
Ngelamun. Oke. Oke, tadi last one, briefly next gimana?
masalah yang mau kita nanti desainnya sesuai dengan permasalahan. Kalau itu setelah desain itu kita bikin prototype dulu, nanti ada evaluasi ketika.
Okay, so you start with the problem. You start with inspiration. Tadi Mbak Nadia start with precedent analysis ya. Yeah, different people have different processes. Nggak ada yang salah dan benar. There's no right or wrong, but then it will shown in the result. Yeah. Okay, next we will discuss a bit about this. So design process, as you see probably in the design book, design study book, yeah, usually represented with block diagrams, matrices, networks, yeah. Sometimes more tangible than thinking, but less detailed than a scale drawing. Yeah, difficult to make a map or scheme the process because some people probably have kind of like benang kusut ya, and circling the process tuh non-stop gitu. Challenges to distinguish between realistic and unrealistic network to decide what variable or categories to represent next, coba. So John Christopher tried to kind of he said that the design process is like an explorer looking for hidden treasure. Yeah. So your new problem is an unknown land. So if you find an unknown land, yeah, you come to an island and then there's nothing there, but you know that there is the hidden treasure there. How do you start your exploration? Will you dig everywhere? No, right? You don't randomly dig everywhere because it will take forever. But then how? For John's, design method work as a navigation tool and chart to make sense of every fragmentary clue one can find so he can find treasure as soon as possible. So design method itu it's a tool that you have a hint of something ya. Kalau misalnya nanti di island itu there is like something under the tree and then you find the tree first. Okay, there will be like 20 trees. That's narrowed down instead of digging the whole island ya. So you have to spot and then probably another hint. Pohonnya tinggi, like a tall one. So the short one you cross. Similar to that. So design process is kind of like you have to collect every information and then narrow it down. Next. So this is the 3-stage process, yeah. So usually design process is divided into 3, but they have different kind of proposal for each 3 ya. For John's ada 3. First is analysis, breaking the problem into pieces, yeah. Second is synthesis, putting the piece together in a new way. And then evaluation, test to discover the consequences to putting the new arrangement into practice. So analysis is breaking down problem into pieces. Yeah, see what you can find. So the analysis is opening kayak gini atau kayak gini? Kayak gini atau kayak gini? Ingat nggak yang saya bilang? Remember? It means that if you have something here, it's going down like that, yeah. Break down into pieces. Okay, so probably you want to analyze Sultan. Sultan is apa? Pertama, handsome. Handsome, handsome. And then apa? And then for instance, the hair apa? The hair black. And then straight or curly. Atau no hair. Atau apa? Itu menjadi pieces that you want to break down, yeah? And probably his favorite. And then synthesis is putting together. Okay, so the good part of Sultan is ganteng, rambutnya hitam, apa yang jelek singkirkan. Ya, misalnya dia jarang mandi, bau badan misalnya ya, singkirkan sehingga Colette yang bagus, and then you create the new Sultan. Ya, without nggak suka mandinya, without the bad itu. Jadi that is the process of analysis and synthesis ya. And then evaluation, and then you evaluate whether the new Sultan really is what you expect he is to be ya. Next. Another possible, and this is some one of the most famous, the most discussed 3-stage process is divergence, transformation, and convergence. Divergence itu apa? Similar to analysis, ya. So that you open up all the possibilities. If you see Jalan Ganesha, what's the possible problem? Coba help me. What's the possible problem? Try to break down. Apa? Gelap, dark. What else? Try to find any problems that you can call problems in Jalan Ganesha. You know Jalan Ganesha, right? In front of ITB. Right in front of ITB. Yes. Bau smelly of the horse poo. Okay. What else? No rubbish bin. What else? There are so many problems. Banyak? Ojek. Oh, online ojek. Stopping there, ya. Okay. Anyone else? Down, dirty of the leaves. Okay. Yeah, you have so many potential problems you want to deal with. Ya, kalau misalnya you have to break down. That's only one side of Jalan Ganesha. Ya. Probably there's no proper sitting area, or probably the material cover get slippery when probably it's raining, or apa. You can kind of like be very critical of what happened in the whatever you're dealing with, in the context. And then transformation process is where you make a pattern, you kind of like collate. Okay, so probably there's no rubbish bin and dirty because of the leaf can be grouped into one. Okay, this is about cleanliness. And probably the dark one and probably the potential to be the place of potential harassment, for instance, that can be grouped into one, into security part, for instance. Yeah, that is the play of that is the transformation process. You kind of like puzzle, make them as a puzzle and make a new groups and create a new one. And then converge is when you say, okay, so security problem is more important than the cleanliness problem, for instance. So I have to deal with this first. I make a hierarchy, but for instance, the visual, probably that is not important, so I will take out and I'm not gonna deal with that. So you come with, after the convergence, you come with the set of kind of rules that you want to deal with in design. Yeah. Okay, next. Paham nggak? Kira-kira? Nggak paham. Gimana, Mas? Oke, coba nanti kita dik ya. Nanti kasih tahu saya kalau masih belum paham ya. Divergence, extending the boundaries of design situation so as to have large enough and fruitful enough space in which to see a solution. Okay, so we extend. Basically, we extend. Jalan Ganesha yang cuma satu jalan, we extend it to be so many problems, ya. Kind of like blow up into something more bigger. Next. The characteristic, the objective are unstable and tentative. The problem boundary is unstable and undefinitive. And defined, evaluation is deferred. Jadi when you do the synthesis part. You don't judge. You don't. Jadi yang tadi misalnya, oh, the cleanliness is the most important, or probably the visual is not important. Itu nanti. Jadi jangan, don't make a apa ya? Don't make a kind of filtering first. So just throw it away ya, throw the problem on the paper. Jangan filter dulu, ya. Evaluation is deferred. Nothing is disregarded if seems irrelevant despite conflicting with each other. Ya, walaupun nanti mungkin cleanliness dengan visual might, kok banyak stem. If you put many rubbish bin, the look will be ini dong. Jadi kamu nggak apa-apa, ya udah taruh dulu, jangan terus ya udah rubbish binnya ilangin aja. Itu namanya sudah filter, ya. So you don't do that. Avoid imposing premature patterns upon any discovery. The sponsor brief is treated as a starting point. You can also use sponsor brief atau kalau design competition is the brief ya, term of reference. Or probably kalau di kampus ya TOR ya, TOR itu bisa menjadi starting point. Or I think client want. Jadi so if Jalan Ganesha and then the client is Kota Bandung. The government said it can be treated as starting point, yeah, but it is not final. It is expected to be revised or evolve. Deliberately increase their uncertainty, yeah. Deliberately increase their uncertainty. Jadi the more you put it, the more it is become uncertain. To test the sensitivity of important elements, yeah, to the consequence of setting the object and problem boundaries. Next. Need both rational and intuitive action. Designer may have quite a lot of unlearning to do before they can maintain the detachment, flexibility, and breadth of view that is appropriate before design decisions are taken and before it is wise to get involved in anything approach that a right solution. So yeah, you need to be, well, he said, you need to be, you need to learn to accept all the confusedness, yeah, on the messiness of the pattern that the problem that you will see. Jadi kamu tidak cut before terlalu premature to kind of like get rid of some problems. Next. Transformation ini ya. Pattern making, fun, high level creativity, flashes of insight, changes of the set, inspired guesswork ya. So it is actually not the judgment part, but it is kind of like playing to group, to categorize the problem. Kira-kira paham nggak yang saya bicarakan di sini? So for instance, you will have next Thursday, you will have the task of designing public toilet, for instance. Yeah. Kira-kira apa problem yang potential problem that you will have to deal with? Enough space for the toilet. Okay, space. And then, yes? Priority of users. Okay, the users. What else? Public toilet. Uh-huh. Maintenance. Okay. What else? Okay. What else? Accessibility. Okay. From all those mentioned, how can you group? Group, for instance, accessibility is dealing with also the users, right? So what else in the users there? The gender. Will you create 2 gender toilet or 3? Will you provide the age? Will you provide toilet for kids, for instance? The smaller, you know, the smaller toilet, right? And the nursery. Do you need a breastfeeding chamber or not? That is to group all the users. Yeah. maintenance together with cleanliness. What else that you can come up in this group? Will you do dry toilet or the wet toilet? Yeah. What's the implication of wet toilet, for instance? If it is located in the park, your shoes will be dirty, and then you have wet toilet, and the step apa? It will stain ini ya, make the floor dirty. That can be group, right? So I mean, that is the stage of transformation. So you make a pattern, you see what is similar to the other and how that is developed after you group it, ya. Paham nggak Mas kira-kira? Udah paham? Benar. Ya itu adalah proses of transformation, ya. Okay. So in that part you don't cross. Justru nggak penting, itu belum ada. Ya. Jadi you just group it. And then next. So you post pattern that is precise enough to permit convergence. Yeah, it's pattern making. Yeah, turning a complicated problem into a simple one, deciding what to emphasize and what to overlook. Jadi nanti sudah terlihat mana yang harus di emphasis dan mana yang harus mungkin bisa diabaikan atau digeser untuk tidak menjadi yang important. The objective more fix ya, jadi sudah yang tadi sangat melayang-layang, ini sudah mulai ada kategorinya. Critical variable are identified, consider ya, opportunities are taken, judgment made next. So this is the convergence. Yeah, it is the stage after the problem has been defined, the variable have been identified, and the objective have been agreed upon. So the designer's aim becomes that of reducing the secondary uncertainties progressively until only one of many possible alternative design is left as a final solution to be launched ya. Jadi convergence itu akhirnya, okay, dari semua ini, my toilet will be focusing on akan ramah gender and will be free from this is a public toilet. There will be no chance in my toilet something that it will happen there. So probably your concept adalah nanti apa? Transparency, for instance, and then bukan transparan ya, tapi how it is observable, yeah. How there is no dead space or secluded space that is possible to be someone doing something bad, yeah. That is the convergence part. Next. Persistence and rigidity of mind and method is a virtue. Flexibility and faultness are to be shunned. Jadi kamu nggak boleh bingung lagi. In this stage, you have to decide. You cannot be like, oh yeah, I'm still thinking of which one is the most important. The hierarchy had to be set. Reducing uncertainty as fast as possible, eliminating alternatives that are not worth investigating, potential rising cost, yeah, variety of reducing decision are taken, there strategy with no recycling. So hopefully after this convergence kamu nggak kembali lagi, karena kalau kembali lagi berarti kamu udah ngebuka lagi nih, ya kan, problemnya. Okay, next. Out-in strategy, for instance, the architect deciding from the external shape of the building to arrange of room within it. And in out, its architect begin the activity or with rooms and work afterward the external shape. Kamu yang mana? Do you know what is the two? What are the two category of this? In out or out in? In out in means you imagine the shape first. Okay, I'm thinking to have a library with the shape of triangle. That's imaginary, right? But then how the inside fits? Yeah, then all the functionality will have to fit within the boundary that you've given, which is the shape. Compared to the in-out strategy. For instance, okay, I will deal with the user's activity first. Okay, I put this so the flow is good, easy for everyone. And then suddenly the shape become like if you're probably amorph, because that is the apa ya istilahnya, consequences of the action contained. So which one do you think you are? Which one do you design mostly? Atau which one do you prefer to do for your next project? Which one suit for you better? Anyone? Yes?
Architects provide for the first, but using the output strategy, it makes it set limitations on yourself so you can solve problems creatively. Like when you create a building in the shape of a triangle, it has less space for maybe two toilets, but you can find a way to find a more creative way to solve the problem.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, that's correct. So that both can be used, but then both have its own challenges. If you do out in strategy, the look of the building will be awesome, for instance, but then probably if you cannot find a creative way in solving the problem of function, there will be probably some function that will be sacrificed. Yeah. For instance, if you want to have like we have musola di depan barak, but yeah, itu they start with the shape first, but then put musola, tempat sholat, prayer room inside. So what's the problem with that? Space, not so many space. What else? Sajadah ada yang buat nggak? Prayer mat itu always rectangle. So you cannot. There will be spaces on the curve that can be used. That cannot be used. Yeah. So the expenses, the efficiency, the function of the room to get the shape, the bulat itu, yeah. While in art strategy, what is the challenges? If you start with function, what's the challenge? The shape might be not as fancy as the first one, yeah. So you can use both. Many architects probably have inclination either one of this, but then yeah, you can also use different strategies to different problem. Yeah. Next. So this is probably just briefly. This is riba. Riba itu apa? Coba di search. Riba. Biar kalian tahu. Search mana? Apa mau? Search dong. Disuruh search dong. Gimana sih? Apa? Apa? Royal? Yes, Royal Institute of British Architect. Itu apanya? Organisasi IAI-nya. Ya. Kalau di Indonesia apa? Kepanjangannya? Ikatan Arsitek Indonesia. Kalau landscape? Arsitek landscape? Landscape architect apa? IALI. IALI, Ikatan Arsitek Lanskap Indonesia. Kalau rancang kota, itu bagian dari desain kita juga loh ya. Arsitektur, tapi dia wider. Apa? Ini pasti nggak ada ikut Atria ya? Tiga-tiganya datang loh ketua apa perwakilannya untuk bukan Atria kemarin. Ketahuan ya. Ya apa? Kalau IARKI apa panjangannya? Ikatan Ahli Rancang Kota Indonesia. Oke, dia nggak mau pakai arsitek, ya, tapi dia maunya ahli rancang kota, bukan arsitek rancang kota. Oke, anyway, based on RIBA ya, design proses ada 4 phases ya. First is assimilation, ya, accumulation and order of general information ya. Gather all the information, and then general study, the investigation of nature of the problem, and then you analyze the problem. Yeah, next. And then development, and then after that come with possible concept, yeah, and then refinement of the tentative solution, and then communication is communicating one or more solution to people inside or outside the team. Yeah, next. Yeah, this is only like, and you need to know ya, this is plan of work, nanti mungkin bisa dilihat sendiri di PPT-nya ya. Next. So mostly it goes like that, analysis, synthesis, yeah, and then decision or probably evaluation yang tadi. And then that goes for different kind of stage ya. Outline proposal, and then you do analysis untuk desainnya, and then detail design juga sama. Jadi tidak linear ya maksudnya. It's not a linear process. Next. Ada juga yang menggambarkannya kayak gini. Tadi kan saya bilang ya bahwa design process usually conveyed in graphical or graphic kayak gini. The analysis, synthesis, evaluation, you see the arrow goes back after analysis on top ya di sana. You go synthesis, but then you can go back to analysis, evaluation, go back. But then this is a natural process, but this can be a looping non-stop. That's why in some point you have to decide enough. So what's the constraint? I mean, what constraint that can help you to stop? Probably I've already mentioned. Apa yang bisa membuat kamu tiba-tiba oke, nggak mau saya udah stop di sini. I need to move on to the next step. Apa? Ada 2, strong constraint, which is time constraint. Yeah, time constraint because you want like an task and it's already almost a week and you have to stop and then move to probably developing their plan. And then what else? The next one. Huh? Budget. Budget constraint. You can do research, but then budget's kind of limited. And then, yeah, that's it. We cannot fit any more research in this, and then we have to do something. Yeah, time and budget constraint is very strong in this kind of process. Next. Okay, so this is another design process, how they draw it, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Yeah. Some, instead of doing the math, they do the circle part, which is quite the same, yeah. But then, yeah, you see that it is not apa namanya. Ada yang agree, ada yang nggak agree ya, karena that's why they make a different kind of graphical ini table. Next. Ya, ini juga salah satu cara mematrikskan ya, mana yang harus dekat mana yang penting yang enggak, dan lain-lain. Next. Ya, ini juga ya, different kind of making a decision of what have to be close to what room, for instance, atau mana yang harus terhubung, gitu juga bisa menggunakan ini ya. Next. And then, yeah, this is another next. I would design steps, I believe. Okay, this is, yeah, design strategies. Next. Do we have time here for? Okay, design strategy is action taken by the designer or by the planning team in order to transform an initial brief into final design. Yeah. Next. So this is the strategy that Jones listed, yeah. Linear strategy, cyclic strategy, branching, adaptive, incremental, random, and strategy control method. Next. Linear meaning, yeah, linear, yeah. Ideally, a pre-planned strategy is linear, ya. Sehingga it's sequence of actions, ya. Okay, next. And then cyclic. Cyclic means, yeah, in some stage you have to repeat or return to the previous stage because you still hasn't get any input from the previous stage, yeah. The main enemy is vicious circle, out of which he cannot break unless the pattern problem is changed. Jadi ada problem yang akhirnya membuat kamu looping terus kayak gitu. Ya, jadi kecuali akhirnya problemnya diubah. Oh ya udah deh, kalau gitu kita nggak jadi deal dengan ini, kita dealnya dengan ini aja. And then suddenly everything going forward. Ya, next. Branching. So you do the design parallelly, ya. Ada parallel stage and then probably bisa selection. Jadi kalau misalnya analisis gitu, analisis apa dan apa, you do it different in separate way, bukan after, ya. Jadi misalnya ada user analysis, ada set analysis, you do it parallelly and then you combine it. Okay, so this is the possible concept and then you kind of like branch again. Oke, possible konsepnya ada 3. Ini, and then you delve lagi masing-masing juga mungkin. Supaya nggak urut. Kalau urut kan, oke, saya selesaikan dulu. I will do the site analysis first. After it finish, okay, next I will do the user analysis next, ya. And then apa itu jadi agak lebih lama. Next. Adaptive strategy, ya. Only the first design action is decided. Ini so mengganggu banget sih ini tuh. Ya, enggak, udah mana nggak panjang. Only the first design action is decided at start. Each action is influenced by the outcome of previous action. Yeah, the most intelligent strategy, but unable to predict the control of design costs and design time. So, whatever you decide, for instance, decide what stage 1 to be, and then stage 1, and then apapun yang kamu dapat di situ, baru kamu masukkan ke yang selanjutnya. Dan this is unpredictable, ya. Kalau ternyata apa yang terjadi di sini tidak seperti plan kamu awal, kamu akan carry itu kemana. Ngerti nggak maksud saya? Jadinya bisa time dan budgetnya bisa luas sekali ini, banyak sekali. Next. Incremental strategy, the best of traditional designing, ya, based or in the craft-based industry, potentially missing good solution when the increment are too big, potentially failing to cover the ground when the increment are too small. So the increment itu yang seperti crafting kemarin apa? Satu-satu, ya. Jadi oh ini dulu, oh ini tapi kayak I can add this. So jadi tambal-tambalan sehingga waktunya jadi bisa panjang sekali. Next. Random strategy. Nah, seemingly unintelligent ini tadi mungkin si siapa Davin, ya, yang dari wangsit, Bu, gitu jawabannya, ya. Kalau apa tadi? Dari ngelamun gitu. Random strateginya random. Seemingly unintelligent strategy. Aku nggak bilang unintelligent, ya, Vin, ya. It is appropriate when it is required to find many starting point for independent searches, ya. Jadi emang kalau sudah stuck dengan itu, ya kadang random strategy works, ya. Next. Strategy control method. Self-organizing design system meant to evaluate strategy as a whole in relation to external criteria. Okay, so next ada lagi nggak? Okay, kita agak cepat aja, ya, karena udah jam segini. Ada yang mau ditanyakan nggak? If you have any question on that. Design constraint, radical constraint, deal with the primary purpose of the object being designed. Kamu ketutupan nggak, Mbak? Saya berdiri di situ. Practical constraint, ya. deal with the reality of producing, making, and building the design, the technological problem ya. Formal constraint deal with the visual organization of the object, may include rules, proportion, color. Symbolical constraint deal with symbolic properties of design. Radical constraint, paham nggak ini maksudnya? Ini ada yang paham nggak? Ada yang paham nggak apa yang saya bicarakan? Radical constraint means constraint itu apa sih? Constraint batasan, ya. Jadi radical constraint itu dealing with the primary purpose. Jadi kalau misalnya batasan saya adalah purpose-nya, saya ingin membuat sesuatu yang so festive, but then tujuannya adalah mau bikin masjid, gitu. Itu batasan. So I cannot be the crazy festive. I need to be religious festive gitu. Ya, tempat religius juga bisa nggak jadi festive? Bisa ya. Aljabar tuh festival kurang gede dan kurang ini apa? Masjid di Makassar tahu 99 Dome itu festive sekali. Dome banyak banget dan lain-lain. Cuman in that way gitu. Berbeda dengan festifnya misalnya siapa? Kalau di Indonesia yang agak heboh atau di luar ya Frank Gehry lah ya. Itu beda gitu ya. Jadi itu adalah constraint, radical constraint. Practical constraint is the reality of producing a technological problem. I want a flying house. But then the constraint is there's no technology to do that. Yeah, that is a practical constraint. Formal constraint deal with visual organization of the object. I want it to be I want the wall to be probably having a door. Dari ujung atas sampai ujung atas misalnya. Full door. But then probably the proportion will be a bit weird compared to the windows probably ya. Jadi compositionnya yang jadi problem. And then symbolical, meaning the symbolic. Dan saya mau bikin sesuatu yang grand, tapi ada di daerah misalnya itu properti pemerintah. Oh nanti simbolnya kayak pemerintah hambur-hambur budget dong gitu. Ya jadi ada sense of symbolism yang menjadi constraint. Next. Design step ya, frames, approach, conjecture, concept and ideas. Udah pernah ya saya deal kan apa frameworknya ya. Approach itu pendekatan ya. You want to approach the design from which way? Method is caranya. Ya, how to do it. Ya, kayak Crazy 8 yang kemarin ya. Conjecture itu adalah apa? Keputusan-keputusan desain yang masih bergerak. Jadi, okay, I assume it will be like this, tapi padahal sebenarnya masih bisa bergerak. Konsep, possible solution ya, possible concept, and then design ideas. Itu ide. Next. Approach, ini ada beberapa ya. Udah pernah ya? Udah pernah diajarkan? Udah. Masa belum? Hah? Pragmatic, iconic. Di DPP bukan? Kalian dapat DPP kan? Lupa. Ya, ya udah, ini nanti dibaca sendiri aja ya. Coba next. Pragmatic, iconic, canonic, analogic ya. Ini quite famous ya in apa namanya? Dan ini nanti saya keluarkan kalau UTS ya kalau. Jadi nanti dipelajari ya. Next. But I don't have much time though. Type of thinking, reasoning, imagining ya. Kalau imagining kemarin sama dengan apa? Dua type of thinking kemarin? 2 minggu lalu? Heuristic ya. Similar to heuristic. Kalau reasoning, similar to? Hah? Satunya heuristic? Logic. Ya. Oke. Next. Oke, ada pertanyaan? Do you have any question? Okay, next. Okay, we will talk about creativity. The most valuable part of design process is that which goes on the inside of designer's head and partly out of reach of his conscious control. That is creativity. Ya. Jadi creativity is somehow inherent in the mind of the designer and partly out of his reach of conscious mind. Jadi dia bahkan tidak sadar kreatif itu gimana. Kalian sadar nggak sisi kreatif kalian? Yang kemarin bisa bikin, siapa yang merasa puas, satisfied with the result of saya tekuk lipat misalnya? Ada, ngerasa puas. Davin angkat tangan, puas. Siapa lagi yang merasa puas? Who feel satisfied? Siapa? Mbak Lili merasa puas. Siapa lagi? Itu cuma 2 yang puas. Mbak siapa? Mbak Azra. Melinda. Puas. Satisfied with the result. Itu saya tekuk lipat itu kan requiring creativity in terms of making the shape, in terms of putting the light. Yeah. How do you activate your creative mind back then? Gimana? Ada nggak proses jelas yang bisa kamu ulang that you can replicate for the next task, for instance? Nggak ada. Kenapa nggak ada? Coba Davin, why? Nggak bisa dibatasin? Dengan prosedur-prosedur. Oke. So tadi salah satu yang angkat tangan, why you feel satisfied dengan task assignment-nya? Tadi siapa yang mau ngasih? Ya, udah Davin lagi. Why? Why you feel satisfied? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Davin experience kind of stuck ya, and that is normal in the creative process. Next nanti kita akan bicara. Dulu. Back. Nah, tadi opposition to rationalis ya, black box biasanya creativity come with the black box, bener ya. And usually ini tuh divergent, in the process of divergence ya, ketika mencari option. Next. Creativity di apa ya, sering disamakan dengan innovation. Bedanya ya, kalau menurut buku, creativity itu sebenarnya psychological field, while innovation is economic and sociology field. Jadi the use is a bit different, but actually similar. Next. Creativity as a divergent thinking ya, fluency, producing a large number of ideas or solution to a problem, flexibility, considering, this is like the traits of creativity ya, flexibility, considering a variety of approaches to a problem simultaneously, originality, producing ideas different from those of most other people, elaborating the details of an idea truly and carry it out. Jadi this is usually involved in the process of creative ya. The fluency, you produce a lot of options ya, and then considering variety of approaches. Jadi kalau begini bisa nggak ya, kalau ini bisa nggak ya, gitu kan ya. Kalian mencoba-coba dengan cara yang berbeda. Oke, yang tadinya baliknya gini, oke saya coba deh baliknya sekarang begini gitu misalnya, atau gimana ya. Yang tadinya lingkupnya menghadap sana, saya putar coba. Yang tadinya tidur, saya buka. Jadi apa namanya, mencoba mencari pendekatan baru, new approaches, and then originality ya, to produce ideas that is quite different. Tapi apa sih originality in architecture itu sebenarnya? We debated ya, actually, even in the group WhatsApp, about the originality ya. Apa itu originality? Because there is no original thing in this world anymore. It's just like saya kayak kamu. And then originality versusnya adalah ya kemarin pas ngomongin plagiarisme ya. Can we produce something original? Yeah, somehow there is degree of originality is some degree of probably repeating someone else's work, but then that is the nature actually. Kamu menggambar presiden itu kan sebenarnya copying the president's solution, but then you modify it. Modification is important. And then if you copy it, yeah, you have to refer ya. Apalagi di academic situation, you have to refer bahwa I'm referring to someone's work. Okay, next. And this is just like ini apa namanya apa ya knowledge aja ya. Creative designer itu sometimes disamakan apa ya namanya istilahnya. Saya ini agak-agak hari ini agak-agak loading maaf ya. Masih bener-bener super tired actually. A genius, unconscious artist, expert, and maniac. Some kind of like consider them creative designer as a genius, a conscious artist, expert, and maniac. Ini hanya kata-kata, tetapi meaningnya berbeda. Next. If someone see a creative designer as a genius, itu dia kind of having a creative individual that are capable of extraordinary thought process. Jadi dia menganggap bahwa genius itu dilahirkan, was born. Jadi this opinion say that not everyone can be creative because creative only for some people, only the geniuses, only someone born with it. Creative individuals are assumed to possess extraordinary personality characteristics, which also play a role in bringing about creative flips. Ya, weaknessesnya even the greatest scientists and artists do not consistently produce creative products over time. That is the question. Oke, kamu kayak tadi yang bisa baca kamu puas dengan hasilmu ya. Can we consider her creative? Tapi ternyata the next time kamu misalnya nggak sebaik itu. You don't make it as best as good result. And then this teori kan jadi berarti kamu born genius. Katanya kamu born kreatif. Kenapa kamu bisa tidak menghasilkan sesuatu yang kreatif? Gitu. Ini makanya ada weaknesses in this discussion ya. Maksudnya teori. One will hardly find any creative solution without his or her specialized knowledge. Jadi ada juga bahwa oke, kamu kreatif, arsitek, dia very kreatif, tapi kan karena dia belajar arsitektur. Kalau dia nggak belajar juga dia nggak akan bisa kreatif itu ke arah sana gitu. Jadi ada pertanyaan dari ini. Next, kalau if someone see creative designer as unconscious artist, dia bilangnya unconscious, dia menekankannya unconsciousnya ya, bahwa can be the appearance of creative idea can sometimes be very mysterious even for the person who produce it. Jadi kamu sering nggak sadar, iya ya, kok saya bisa ya bikin ini. Saya nggak nyangka. I don't even expect myself creating this gitu. One may have been working on a problem for a long while without apparent success when a solution suddenly appear out of the blue. Ya, tadi yang tiba-tiba datang dari langit itu. In what seems to be leap of insight. Such experience have played an important role in the developing of theory of creativity that emphasizes unconscious thinking. So this theory emphasizes the unconsciousness of the creative process. Next. Ini ada fashionnya ya. Ini yang tadi saya bilang ya, David. Ada face, ada kamu juga unconscious kan tadinya. It happened just like that gitu. So the phases is preparation phase. Ya, a long period of conscious work without success. So you have to start the process first. Kamu mencari dulu presidennya, kamu mencari option, you make alternative as many as you can. Ya. the problem is put aside. That is all the potential problems in the mind, ya, without you even realizing. Dan di sini biasanya ada frustration, ya. Ketika kamu udah capek, and then kamu mandi, kamu jajan, tapi kamu ngapain gitu ya, jalan-jalan. Tapi sebenarnya your mind still working on assembling tadi, the option tadi. And then suddenly the illumination phase, a sudden insight into the solution of the problem occur. Like for instance, oh my God, saya gituin aja ya. Kayak siapa yang terkenal, yang tetap ketemu, Archimedes. Ya, dan ini, oke gini ya. Aha moment, that is what we call the eureka moment or aha moment. That is when you suddenly come with idea out of the blue. Well, actually, that is the process of preparation and incubation, gitu. And then verification is the illumination is verified the solution if the solution will work out. So it has to be the whole process that you do. You cannot just you cannot skip the preparation phase, yeah, because expecting, okay, I can be creative out of the blue, so I don't need to kind of prepare, make an alternative. Terus kamu skip that part, and then just sitting and hope that you have the aha moment. That won't work like that, because this is the phase that you need to try to find it, and then probably you have the frustration, and then the aha moment. It's the sequence. Okay. Prosesnya retention, narrowing the problem space, ya, ada dua. Next. Expert. Creative construction are not based on mystery relief, but they take place in response to change in the situation based on a broad body of knowledge and on process of trial and error, ya. Nah, jadi this is another kind of theory saying that creativity is actually an expertise. Jadi, if you see, this is emphasis the hierarchy of expertise in architecture. Ada novice, kali ini kita akan bahas ya. Kenapa? Why the solution offered by Frank Gehry or Zahid is more creative than you do? Because in this theory, it says that, yeah, because they are an expert. They more problem, more solution, more projects that make them an expert, that make them able to be more creative than you are. Yeah, experienced designers discuss more and better solution compared to less experienced designer. Experienced designer generate more ideas. Yeah, it's more easy for them to generate solutions. Next. This is a creative key process characteristic, a broad system approach instead of single problem criteria, a more personal problem framing, yeah, because problem framing is important. We'll have a bit in a way nanti in time, and those are famous architect or creative designer usually already have their own design frame that make more creative solution easier for them. Yeah. Next. A maniac, and this is like the least and the weakest. Yeah. There is empirical evidence that show a correlation between creativity and madness. So that's ini actually emphasizing orang yang kreatif sometimes have an odd behavior. Tapi this is less it's creativity, yeah, the result of proposed analysis, thinking broadly about the issue. It's a matter of time and intrinsic motivation. Creativity is not the predominant thinking style of human being. Yeah? There must be a challenge which force creative problem solving. Jadi, creativity is not inherent in our head if we don't have the challenges, we don't have the limitation, we don't have the constraint, sometimes the creativity doesn't come. Yeah, it just jadi you need to be challenged to have a creative solution. Okay, next, probably this is the last. Okay, any question before we jump into exercise? In-class exercise, so this will not be a homework. Aduh, ini kan 10 minutes. Ada pertanyaan? But this is not, I don't expect you to kind of memorize everything, but this is just to know, to open your mind about what is designing and how your process will be, and you can reflect it to your own process of designing. Yeah. Okay, if you don't have any questions, let's try this first principle. Apa first principle? Saya udah pernah ceritakan. First principle method. First principle is how to find a new solution based on the first function. Jadi kamu try to, for instance, this one, a tumbler. What is the first function? What is the main function? Huh? Store water. If this is this big, will it still be a tumbler? Will it this tall? If it's red instead of black, if it have handle, will it still be a tumbler or not? If it has kind of like ini yang kayak teko tuh, masih jadi tumbler nggak? Jadi apa first principle nih ya? Jadi this is a first principle, and if you do first principle, you might come with a solution that is totally different but still work as the intended purpose. Yeah. Okay, so but this is a bit different. Next. Probably. Okay, ada video. Coba kita lihat ya. Let's see the video. Ada suaranya nggak sih? Nggak apa deh, nggak apa. Ini kira-kira apa? Okay, so that was apa? Toilet sign. Yes. That we've found so many kind of toilet signs. Now, I want you to try, open your book, try to make your own toilet sign, because this is a creativity task. Be creative and then try to Make sure you understand what makes women and what makes men. Yeah. Any question? Probably we can have 5 minutes for that. 10 minutes. 10 is a bit. And then think of if you come with the option, yeah, and then try to think with the solution for the gender neutral toilet. Ya. So first two, women and men dulu. And then satunya nanti next gender neutral toilet with the concept that you ini. Okay? Any question? No? If not, then probably can start. Try to explore. For 7 minutes ya. Ini jam berapa sih? 34 kan jam berapa? 50. Oh iya. 10 minutes then. 10 minutes for three sign ya. Cewek, cowok, dan male, female, and neutral. Oke. Okay. Di pause dulu nih. Apa? Rekamannya.
Sering kameranya off sendiri gitu kan Bu. Saya belum salah.
Oh iya? Kenapa emang? Ini pause. Kenapa ya? Kemarin-kemarin nggak gitu kan? Aduh, dia belum. Mau mulai di mana atau masih sana aja? Di kelas aja. Jam 9. Jam 9. Kemarin gimana stempelnya? Aman. Kamu stempel di bagian mana? Di depan. Bawah kanan. Pakai yang mana? Ini udah dibales. Oh. Oh. Zoom apa? Hah? Oh. Apa kamu research? Oh. Apa ini? Oh iya, nggak apa-apa. Udah berapa menit? Menit kan tadi 3 menit. Jadi sampai 43. Kenapa? Kenapa? Ya, saya tahu otaknya lagi ini banget nih. Kasih tahu saya kalau udah 43 . Oke. Okay, I think time's up. Anyone want to show us? Choreography for good. Satu orang bisa lagi. Terus tiga tiganya, boleh nggak masih di apa mulai step screennya, kita biar bisa lihat tarian. Maju ya. Ini dilanjutin. Udah gitu? Udah ya? Coba ngomong pakai. Biar masuk ke Zoom. Bentuknya kamu tunjukin ke kamera. Nice job.
Oke, oke. Jadi aku tuh, jadi kalau webinar kan, nah jadi kayak di situ tipis gitu, cuman nanti di tengahnya bakal ada nos. Terus misalnya yang cuma orang gitu. Nah, tapi kenapa it's not, itu bukan not, kalau saya diucap no binary gitu. No.
Yes or no? Okay, but that's not here. Choose the binary code as sign. Okay, apa ini?
Okay. Mine is actually pretty straightforward. Exactly the version. So the top one itu kayak for the male, well, I make a male face with mustache, and for the girl, they have long hair and thick lips. And for the neutral one, it's like a combination of both. Yeah, so I think it's pretty obvious that it will be for gender neutral bedroom. And for the bottom one, like I think I just got lazy at the end, so I just make for the male part, I just make it like apa ya, kayak tajam ke bawah aja, and then for the female one, I make it like a skirt, and I think it's like pretty standard everywhere. Terus buat yang gender neutral itu kayak setengah-setengah gitu loh. Jadi kayak setengah rok and then setengahnya yang runcing gitu. I mean, it's
So yeah, thanks difference of these two steps ya.
Selanjutnya, aku ada bikin 2 desain juga. Yang pertama itu ini
Jadi di Oke, can we have tadi ada yang mau masukan? Oh, boleh. Dua lagi. Siapa namamu? Iva. Ayah, kok Iva? Ayah, one more? Who wants? Yuk, naik. Turun. Oh, naik. Ke atas panggung boleh, Mbak? Siapa? Mbak siapa? Mbak Mei. Go.
Oh, ada.
Itu aja dulu.
Oh, dulu. Udah. Kalau dari aku desainnya pertama bingung mau bikinnya gimana, tapi setelah mikir-mikir akhirnya bikin yang simple buat laki-laki ini, laki-laki, man, ini woman, nah ini yang netral, gitu. Soalnya kan kalau netral ujung-ujungnya kan kromosomnya antara XX atau XY kan, jadi ya udah suruh pilih aja antara dua ini, itu aja sih, biar paham dia gendernya apa gitu.
Okay, so my choice, my design is based on Indonesian wayang. So hope you can see it. Kelihatan nggak sih? Oh my god, sorry ketipisan. Big touch. Oh. Or should I just share the story of it? Jadi biar bisa search aja yang lain. Yes. So for the anyway, buat yang pakai pensil lebih super thin gitu. For the male one, I am drawing Arjuna because, of course, he's the symbol of masculinity in the Hindu or Japanese mythology. And for the female, it will be Drupadi. Yes, his wife or his and his siblings' wives, technically. And for the gender neutral, this is will be different from the Japanese, but it is Srikandi, which is yang biasanya di Japanese mythology claim to be Arjuna's wife, but in fact, Srikandi is a androgynous character. So buat itunya bisa dicek di Google karena aku gambarnya kok tipisan. Thank you.
Obvious, but if you're not familiar with Mahabharata, then this is why I really can you navigate with your but I think that's a good idea to start with. Just probably for the Japanese traditional form of the next ayah. Next.
Pakai bahasa Indonesia nggak Bu? Jadi aku sebenarnya punya 3 desain gitu. Yang pertama kayak gini. ini tuh kelihatan nggak ya? Kayak gini. Itu jadi kalau cowok tuh ya kayak gini. Terus cewek tuh kayak ini rambutnya. Kalau yang neutral tuh yang ini gitu. Terus yang yang kedua itu sebenarnya tapi ini aku bingung sih kayak tapi kayak ngeliatin kepala dan kuku gitu. Kalau misalnya yang cowok tuh kukunya nggak ya kukunya tuh standar gitu loh. Kalau cewek tuh kayak ada gitunya ya. Dan kalau misalnya yang neutral itu bisa jadi cowok tapi kukunya tuh ada itunya. Kalau yang cewek kukunya nggak ada tapi dia ada rambut ceweknya gitu. Terus yang ketiga yang ini jadi kayak ini tuh kayak mustache gitu. Ini rambut and mustache gitu. Itu sih. Nih.
Mbak Mei, dari 3 itu. Yang terus easiest. The last one. Last one, yeah, the most interesting, I think so. It's more practical and probably easier to grasp. Jawaban yang kuku, mungkin karena gambar.
Iya, kabarnya kurang jelas sih.
Okay, thank you.
Terima kasih ya.
You see that we have many many ways to convey ya, female and male ya. Ada yang tadi dengan kucing, ada yang dengan apa ya. But I think from now on we will start every class with creative exercise. Jadi kita biasakan try to get used to think out of the box, creatively ya. Dare to try something new ya. Like Mbak bikin pantat kucing tes benar-benar nggak kebayang ya. Tapi berani aja gitu. As a design proposal, why not? And then let the judges or let the client decide nanti. And then how we kind of like move from that. Oke, Mas, boleh share lagi? So next week, as I mentioned, I will not be here. So the class will be led by Ibu Dian. Ya. Nanti akan ada presentation, continuing the presentation that you did last week ya. So just prepare. And then today we'll give you homework. This is a small task for individual task ya. This is not a group task. So I want you to go through your design process so far. Yeah, whatever it is. Can be a big one like a whole project or just small one like what you did in the toilet sign, yeah. Let's see how the divergent part, yeah. Divergent, convergence, and then ask question, how did you start your design process? What aspect did you highlight at the beginning? How did you deal with the uncertainty? And then transformation, how did you fix it, the aspect, how did you choose? And then how did you kind of group and categorize which one is worth? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, any project as long as it is involving creative process, it's okay, totally okay, as long as still design, right? Okay, and then transformation process. Did you, after all the option, probably you have so many precedent, how do you kind of categorize which one is appropriate, which one is not to be your precedent, yeah? And then convergent, how you eliminate unnecessary, how you select one. And then probably if you saw the slide, yeah, later, the design strategy, yeah. How did you do in terms of design strategy? Is it a linear process? Is it a branching? Or how many times usually you go back and forth in deciding? Yeah. And I want you to convey it in any way that you want. You can make a poster like a one paper poster or slideshow, PPT slideshow, yeah, or you want to tell story like in a word, it's up to you. As long as I want you to think and kind of like reflect on your process. So it is as long as you can convey it in any session you want. Yeah. And I don't want to make any minimum or limitation, just up to you. Kamu mau bikin poster to lembar, to sheet atau 3 atau 1 saja, PPT berapa slide terserah, up to you. Ya, as long as you can tell me and the rest of the whoever it is how your design process is. But I want you to involve some graphic, ya, also. Ada drawing, ya, probably you can convey drawings and probably graphic atau misalnya yang tadi seperti tadi bubble chart, and jadi tidak hanya tulisan saja. Oke? Okay? Any question? If not, aku bakal persilakan Budian, apakah ada yang mau ditambahkan? All good? No question ya? So probably that's all for this class. I hope you enjoy it. Next week you will be with Ibu Dian. Saya tutup. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.